Hello, welcome back.
Hello, Miracle Mom and Michael.
I like to leave you hanging sometimes, Mom. Let's see if you're gonna
Yeah, I noticed.
leave you let you chime in. Sorry. All right, so this is the part of the show where we revisit Mom in her drug-induced psychotic state. We left off.
Oh,
She was in a faraway land, surrounded by total strangers and doing illicit drugs, and finds herself in the gas chamber. Take it from there, Mom.
oh dear. Okay, back to where we left off.
Let me give a little bit more background
Sure, go ahead.
in case those of you who are watching haven't watched the previous. So my mom joined the Peace Corps and went to Togo, Africa, and met a charismatic, handsome young man who foisted upon her a marijuana cigarette. Well, something like that. And poor innocent mom, with his dreamy eyes, she can't say no. She inhales. She inhaled. And a little bit of time goes by, and he looks her in the eye and goes, "Are you okay?" And they're both suddenly panic stricken with paranoia. They run out of the house, flag down a taxi in Togo, Africa, and are
In the capital
in
city.
the capital city, and are rushed to a hospital and separated. And mom finds herself in a hospital room on a bed. They've given her some Valium, and that's calming her down. And she's having moments of lucidity and rationality returning. And she looks up to the lights above her bed, and
And there is a light in the ceiling that is shaped like a strobe light that you would see at a disco. And there's a blue bulb in it, and it is emanating through holes in the globe and looking like a strobe light. However, I am convinced that they are going to gas me. There is poisonous gas going to come out of this light, and I am going to die. Well, I cannot lay there and just die. I need to escape. So, with some adrenaline still present, I managed to jump out of bed, head for the door, and there's a guard at the door, and he's telling me in his French, and I'm barely understanding him, but I'm letting him know that I need to go downstairs and retrieve a piece of clothing that I left down there, a scarf, something I needed to get before it gets lost. Anyway, he listened to me and shook his head and said, go ahead. And so I ran downstairs, and of course, there was no scarf. And I'm looking around, where I am. I'm lost. I'm in this hospital. I have no idea where the lobby is, the front door is, the back door, any door. And I start up and down this hall, and I come by a room that is empty except for a bed. There's like a cot type of a bed in this small room, and there's nobody in it. And I decide, well, as long as I can't find my way out, then I'm going to hide. So I jumped in that bed and pulled the mosquito netting over me and decided I'm just going to stay here, and hope that nobody finds me. Well, in the process, I fell asleep. So I don't know how long I slept, but when I woke up to the sound of two men having a conversation close by in the hallway. And the two men were the voices of the Peace Corps director and the Peace Corps doctor, and saying to each other, well, I don't know where she is. Does anybody here know where she is? We have to find her. And when I heard that, I thought to myself, uh-oh. I knew that they were people that I would be safe with, but they took off wandering around in the hospital trying to find me. So I decided, okay, I better give it up. So I went out and started walking around, and eventually we ran into each other. So there we were. And the Peace Corps director and the Peace Corps doctor just looked at me and said, well, we have a bit of a problem. So at this point I was wondering, well, where is Emil? Where's your dad? He wasn't there anywhere. I was realizing
oh, you cut
where the
out.
hammers.
Last
What?
thing I heard was, "Where is your dad?" And then you cut out. So pick up from there.
Oh. Well, I was wondering, where is Emil? What have they done with him? And in my paranoid state, he's probably dead. And they're going to tell me eventually. Well, as it turned out, I went to the Peace Corps doctor's home. He took me with him back to his home. And I found out after I got there that your dad was at the Peace Corps director's home. The director had taken him there.
Gotcha.
And so I knew, he was alive by this time. And now I'm more rational, and I'm not having so many of those waves of paranoia. I really am regaining sanity. And then, the discussion started. I started to get the verbal spanking. And the Peace Corps doctor is reminding me, you're living in another country. Have you learned nothing from your training? That when you're in another country, you are also subject to the laws of that country? Do you understand that? I think I said to him, well, what laws would that be? And he reminded me that in Togo, at that time, we're talking about 1967, many, many years ago, the law in that country was if you are found with possessing, drugs that they considered illegal, and marijuana was one of them at that time, you are subject to execution. Did you understand that? I said, well, as far as I'm concerned, they were trying to kill me.
Right? So that gas chamber wasn't, what's the saying? Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you?
Right. Right. These doctors reported me. I know they did. And now they're going to execute me. Oh, it was just horrendous. We stayed for another day or so, him with the director and me with the doctor. And then, when they were sure that we had regained our sense of rationality enough, I went back up to my post up north. Of course, your dad, he just went back to his house there in Lome.
Gotcha.
So that was that experience.
Another near-death experience.
Oh boy, I sure have had them.
Well,
so anyway,
I'm putting a picture on the screen here.
Oh, okay.
Of, it looks like you feeding a rabbit or some small animal.
Oh, wow.
And
where did you get that?
Michelle.
Oh, when you were here visiting?
No, she emailed it to me.
Oh, okay. Is there a man there and my teammate?
No, it's just you, and it's like you have a water or a eyedropper.
Yeah. Okay.
You remember
I was
that?
feeding a baby rabbit.
A baby rabbit. Is this in Africa?
That was in our house up in Pottery. That Peace Corps built us a house, and it was in the main room of the house, the living room area.
Gotcha.
Of that house.
I'm going to zoom in a little bit here so that anybody who wants to watch it. And so, do you recall what? So this, when you say you went back to work, this is where you went.
Right. Yeah.
So I know you're a nurse for humans, but in this case, all living things.
All living things?
Yeah, you're nursing a small baby rabbit.
Yeah, well, of course. I think it was a little wild baby bunny that we found, and we couldn't find, and there was no nest, and no mother rabbit around. So we took it in and fed it. I don't know whatever happened to it afterwards. I can't remember now.
I'm sure it was delicious. Yeah. I'm sure it was delicious.
It was too small to eat, and I don't remember us raising it from there. I'm not really sure what happened to that rabbit.
All right, Mom, I want to wrap this up, but next, in our next segment, I want you to tell me. Apparently, you in the Peace Corps, it's a 2-year tenure, but you left early, right? You left
Yes.
your duties early, and I want you to go into exactly why that was. So,
Oh,
signing
okay.
off. Say bye, Mom.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks for watching. And remember, every time you do, you witness a miracle. Mom was supposed to die in December of 2019. Now, every breath she takes is a gift from God. If this video was encouraging to you, share it with someone you care about, and don't forget to subscribe by clicking this button right here. Right here somewhere. Right in here. This button. This thing. It's like right here.